Welcome everybody back to another new Comic Book Day Wednesday. Every single Wednesday bringing you a video packed full of comic book content. In this one, we got our new Comic Book Day hauls. Of course, we do that every single week. We also have our weekly comic book reviews, everything I read for the month of June 18th, new Comic Book Day. We also have the things that I've been reading. So I got a big stack of collected edition comic books for the month of May and June. So we'll get into it, tell you guys, do a little bit of reviews for those. And we also have some July #1, so new series that are starting next month in July. I'll let you guys know what I'm looking forward to checking out. Let me know what you're looking forward to checking out next month as well. Tell your comic book store if you want to order any of those. And then we finish off this video by doing our monthly comments from you guys, the audience, your comic comments for the month of June. So yeah, that's what we got, packed video. But yeah, let's start off with that new Comic Book Day haul. Gonna hop in my car and go over to the Casablanca Comics for the new Comic Book Day haul. Just got out of the comic book store, Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. Check out the comic book haul, guys. Massive haul this week to close out the month of June. Let's start off with my picks of the week. For DC, we're going the new history of the DC Universe from writer Mark Waid. He's joined by a rotating cast of artists to help him out. But I'm just excited to see what, someone who really appreciates and loves superheroes in the DC Universe, and Mark Waid, excited to see what he can do, telling us, giving us a retelling of the history of the DC Universe. From Marvel Comics, my pick of the week has to be Ultimate Spider-Man number 18. Excited to get back into the story, right? I get it, Green Goblin's still alive. Let's get back to the Spider-Man and his son, dude. Really excited to see what continues of this series from writer Jonathan Hickman and Kaketo, killing it on the art, man. So Kaketo back. Pick of the week for the indies has to be News from the Fallout. New series from writer Chris Condon and artist Jeffrey Allen Love. This is out of Image Comics, and I think it's going to be mind-blowing, dude. So I'll show you guys just the first page, all right? So no spoilers here, just the first page. So if you guys pick it up, I just want to give you guys a look at what you can expect if you decide to pick this up. So really interesting art style. Haven't seen much like it. Chris Condon was lucky enough, I was lucky enough to be sent issues number 1, 2, 3 from Chris Condon to check out. And yeah, man, you guys are in for a treat. Definitely don't miss out on this one. Post-apocalyptic sort of story with really interesting art. Yeah, don't miss out. We got some Absolute titles. We got Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 9. We also have Absolute Martian Manhunter issue number 4. Two really excellent Absolute titles. Probably the best out of the Absolute universe so far, although Absolute Superman's also out. I don't know, dude. It's tough. But we got some great Absolutes this week. Great series out of Image Comics with We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. Excellent spy thriller sort of series from Matthew Rosenberg, Landini, Wordy, and Otsman Alehu. I've been loving this series, man. Really love the kind of characters, the protagonist here, the robot dad, and the kid Annalise. And yeah, really loving that one. Definitely check it out if you're into spy stuff. There aren't too many spy kind of comics, right? So that one's been cool. Assorted Crisis Events issue number 4. This is one of my favorite series on stands right now, but it's my favorite anthology series for sure. Writer Dennis Camp and Eric Zawadski on the art. Really great, timey-wimey sci-fi anthology series. Not to miss. It's saying a lot of stuff in terms of the themes and our modern society, dude. So Dennis Camp's really in tune with that stuff. You'll Do Bad Things issue number 4. Really great crime and noir slasher sort of series. Really loving it. The artwork from Turtleichi is just beautiful. Beautiful stuff, dude. And also Tyler Boss just killing it. Really interesting slasher crime story there. Out of Alcatraz number 4. This is from Oni Press, guys. Really great crime series from Tyler Crook and Christopher Cantwell. I initially thought issue number 1 was all right, but issue number 2, 3, they've really been stepping it up. Excited to see if they can continue it, the momentum with issue number 4. And yeah, really cool watercolor sort of painted style from Tyler Crook on the art there, and really intriguing story from Christopher Cantwell. Green Lantern Dark from Tate Bromwell and Werther Dell'Edera, who does the art for Something Is Killing the Children. So this is a horror Elseworlds Green Lantern series. A brand new Green Lantern, as you guys see there on the cover. And it's like a horror kind of slant to a Green Lantern. Sort of like a zombie kind of story where Green Lantern in this future is sort of protecting this group of survivors in this town, for example, right? So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. It's a fun Elseworlds story for sure. Green Arrow number 25. Chris Condon writing this. This is a brand new arc, and it looks like we're dealing with we get Montos and Lucas still on the art team. That's excellent. And it looks like we're dealing with some Green Arrow family drama there on the cover. So that'll be interesting to see. That series has been so good, man. The Mummy issue 4. This is, I think, the finale to this Universal Monsters series. I thought this one was probably my least favorite out of all of them so far. Not saying it's bad. It's got a lot of stuff to say, but it's just not my favorite just based on concept and stuff like that. But yeah, The Mummy, definitely check out the Universal Monster stuff. It's been all real good, even if The Mummy isn't my favorite. Superman issue number 27, part of the Summer of Superman. Joshua Williamson's series continues. Superman getting all raged out. We get the kind of reintroduction to a bunch of villains in the past arcs. A lot of stuff's going on with this series, man, and it's a ton of fun. I'm glad I started from the very beginning and been writing it out. And yeah, Barrow's also on the art. Cool look for Superman, dude. The Seasons issue number 5. This series, I'm gonna need it to start picking up just a little bit. I really liked initially kind of the stage that was set, but I feel like, I don't know, I need the story to start moving a little bit. It's been excellent artwork from QandA, but yeah, this mystery, like I just need it to get going just a little bit. Justice League Unlimited issue number 8. Gonna continue with this series even after the We Are Yesterday event is over. It's Batman Superman World's Finest that I ended up dropping. This series, I think I'm gonna continue it. Let's see what they can do after this crossover event. Let's get back to it, man, because I thought that first arc for this series was so good, and we kind of strayed away from it, being pulled into this crazy crossover, right? So that's what we got. Justice League Unlimited, issue number 8. And then finally, last but not least, we got In Bloom, issue number 5. I got to back up and catch up on this series, but it was cool stuff from Boom Studios, issue number 1 and 2 when I read it. I just got to back up and read the rest. But that's what we got, man. New comic book day for June 25th. The last new comic book day in the month of June, I believe, right? So let me know what you guys got in the comments down below. Got a lot of great stuff this time, but I'd be curious to know if I missed anything. So definitely let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and definitely stay tuned for the rest of the topics. New comic book day, all, man. Alrighty, we got our weekly comic book reviews, everything I had a chance to read for June 18th, new comic book day. Let's get into it, starting off with what I most recommend you guys check out. It's gotta be Exquisite Corpses, issue number 2. Excellent stuff from Tiny Onion, Image Comics, James Tynion IV, Michael Walsh. We have a guest artist, we got Ignazi coming on. This just continues the excellent momentum of the first issue. I thought issue number 1 was the best issue number 1 of the year so far. And yeah, if you're into slashers, especially, if you're into kind of conspiracy, alternate history sort of stories, this is the perfect story for you. So we have a bunch of different crazed maniac killers that are dropped into a small Maine town, and they're doing a battle royale. So whoever ends up winning this game, the rich mega, billionaire sponsor gets to control the US for the next 5 years. So that's kind of the situation that we got going on here. But this series is starting to also focus on some of the innocent bystanders that find themselves in this main town in the middle of this crazed battle royale game. So yeah, I'm just loving it. We got great character work from James Tynion IV, Michael Walsh, great art from Ignazi. They didn't skip a beat. The artwork continues to be amazing in this series. We get crazy killers, like for example, this guy's name is The Congregation. He's covered in other people's skin that he's cut off. A lot of different crazed killers, a lot of different innocent bystanders, and it all makes for an excellent series so far. So Exquisite Corpses, definitely not one to miss. Next up, we got Crypto the Superdog from DC Comics. This is the story of how Crypto the Superdog got to Earth, right? So Superman's parents were doing some experiments on the rocket, trying to figure it out for Kal-El, but before sending Kal-El in the rocket, they wanted to do some tests with Crypto, right? So they put Crypto in the rocket, they sent them off, and then something went wrong. Crypto got caught up in a wormhole. That's kind of how he ended up on Earth. So if you're into cute animals, you want to know about Crypto before the new movie comes out, if you're into movies like Homeward Bound, you guys remember that movie from back in the day? It seems like this is going to be the story of how Crypto is on Earth, and he's sort of looking for Kal-El, just traveling the planet, right? So initially find him in Metropolis. It'll be interesting to see where we go from there. Ryan North, great start with this one, and then Mike Norton's excellent artwork, really lovable stuff, great look for Crypto. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. The Ultimates 13, just a great issue for this series. Dennis Camp's just killing it, really inspiring stuff, excellent artwork from Frigeri. So this is like the next step in the Ultimates kind of plan. They're kind of taking it back. They're doing everything with a new approach. They're kind of going out and recruiting the public to kind of join the Ultimates to fight back for the better world that they believe in. So really interesting and kind of inspiring stuff from Dennis Camp here. especially, you know, fighting off fascism and stuff like that. Stuff that we deal with in our world. Obviously, Dennis Camp is speaking to that, the kind of rise in right-wing nationalism and that sort of thing. Interesting stuff with these alternate version of the internet that the Ultimates created so they can kind of disperse real information, real news and stuff like that. And yeah, just interesting stuff going on. Really loving this Ultimate series. And yeah, really inspiring stuff. Great cliffhanger, great twist ending there too. So yeah, man, Ultimates. Might be able to jump on with issue number 13 and back it up and read some trades if you're interested in checking it out. Next up, we got Absolute Flash, issue number 4, written from Jeff Lemire. Huge fan of Jeff Lemire. We got A.L. Kaplan coming on as a guest artist. And yeah, we still see Wally West. He's out and about, still kind of running away from home. He is kind of like a lost teen. That's kind of what Jeff Lemire is going for here. I'm glad that he's still joined by Gorilla Grodd. That's pretty cool to see that relationship kind of grow. And yeah, Wally West finds himself kind of in a homeless teen sort of shelter, meeting new people. He meets Linda, so that's cool to see how that relationship will kind of grow. And yeah, I'm just really liking what Jeff Lemire is doing here. You got the Rogue still trying to figure things out, trying to get Wally back. The dad is still after him. And yeah, I'm just liking the direction of this series. Great guest artwork from A.L. Kaplan. Moving right along, we got Batman and Robin Year 1, issue number 8. Mark Waid, Chris Samney, Mateus Lopez on the coloring. Just excellent stuff, man. So this is a great look at the early relationship between Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne, out in the field as Batman and Robin, but also working together as you know, father and son, trying to figure that relationship out as well. We get this mob boss guy who is trying to go after everybody who he thinks is the Batman, trying to cross him off his list so he can have better control of the city of Gotham City. And yeah, so that's kind of the story, what's going on here. This crime boss is working with Two-Face and Clayface to cross off the list and go through everyone who might be the Batman. That way the Batman can be dead and he can control the city. And in this issue, the crime boss guy is going after Bruce Wayne, who he thinks might be the Batman. So fight ensues in Wayne Manor. And yeah, really cool stuff with Two-Face, really cool stuff with Clayface as well. Just loving the series, man. Great early detective kind of Batman series, and a great early look at the Dick Grayson too. Really liking that relationship. So yeah. Next up, we got the New Gods, issue number 7. Loving this series. We got Ram V, Evan Cagle. And yeah, this one's pretty good because we get the Justice League Unlimited kind of coming head to head with the New Gods. And it's really cool seeing Evan Cagle just depict all these Justice League characters. Beast Boy, Animal Man, you know, got Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Superman, all the different Green Lantern characters as well too. So yeah, I'm just really loving Evan Cagle's art. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite artists, especially working at DC. And as far as the story goes, it seems like the prophecy is all coming to how Metron kind of predicted it would. This kid is still super important, but now that the New Gods and the Justice League have each other's help, we'll have to see where the story goes from there. And yeah, also just really loving the artwork from Evan Cagle. I can't give this guy enough flowers. Really excellent stuff. Next up, guys, let's talk about Bug Wars issue number 5, dude. Really love this one. It looks like we get one more. Issue number 6 will close out this volume. But we get Slade. He is talking with all the spider witches, learning more about kind of his role and the amulet's role in this kind of bug world out in his backyard. And yeah, man, I don't know what else to say about this series that I haven't said already. It's just really epic stuff. It really is like, you know, Ant Bully and as far as the kid shrinking down and stuff like that. But he's in this world, this bug world in his backyard. There's all these different clans all around, and they're all working together to try to kill his brother, actually, because his brother uses the lawnmower, he mows the grass, and that kills a bunch of bugs, right? So all the bugs are gonna team up and try to go after his brother. So he's got to get back, he's got to save his brother before all the bugs try to kill him. And we also found out that the bugs, they might take over the world, dude. So Slade is kind of the one person that stands between all the different bugs taking over the world, but also killing his brother. Interesting stuff, man. We'll have to see where that goes. And hopefully that volume 2 comes out sooner rather than later. Excellent artwork from Mohamed Azar and Matthew Wilson. Excellent world building as well. Just really loving this one, man. So 2 more issues to talk about, guys. We got Superman Unlimited issue number 2. I thought issue number 1 was really great. Dan Slott's off to a great start with a really interesting premise. This kind of meteorite that's landing in the world that's filled with kryptonite. This nation has kind of taken it over and is using it to get rich, get super rich. They're also kind of underground selling all the different kryptonite out to a bunch of different criminals around the world. So it's making it harder for any superpower people, any Superman family members to kind of fight back. And we get a look at Superman's new power in this. So he turns gold and he's immune to kryptonite for a little bit, but it uses all his different energy, all the solar energy in his body when he turns gold. So yeah, man, it's just kind of an interesting, kind of fun Superman story. I think it's off to a really great start. Interesting kind of premise, changing up the world just enough with all the kryptonite out that anyone can get their hands on a lot easier. So yeah, just that little change has kind of made this pretty interesting read. So we'll have to see how Superman and the rest of the Superman family handles the kind of emergence of kryptonite weapons that everybody can get their hands on. So really loving this one so far. Issue number 2, I think that one's a good one to jump on. Last but not least, we got Nightwing number 127. In this, we get Nightwing. He's kind of pulled back and forth between protecting his sister that we found out in the last volume with the Tom Taylor stuff, I think. But then also protecting Babs out in Titan Tower. Sounds like something's going wrong in Titan Tower. Something with the 5th dimension, right? So you're gonna get in some weirdness with this arc here. And yeah, Dexter Soy's artwork just continues to amaze. Really think it's a great look for Nightwing, but also just a great look for a superhero series. I think it's really cool. It's got like an edge, like a cool, clean edge to it, and very much a darker tone as well. So yeah, man, I'm just having a ton of fun with this Nightwing series. We get this cop, the Spheric organization. They're helping out the cops by giving them superpowered weapons. So Nightwing's not a fan of that, right? You got a bunch of superpowered cops running around. And yeah, dude, so Nightwing trying to help out, trying to see what's going on with Titan Tower, and he's got to go in and save Babs in this issue. So we'll have to see what happens in the rest of this arc. But yeah, man, Dan Waters, Dexter Soy, they've just been killing it. But that's everything we got, guys, for weekly comic book reviews. This is everything from June 18th, like I was saying. Make sure you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. And yeah, next up, we got what I've been reading, so let's get into it. We got some stuff to talk about. This is everything that I read in the last 2 months. Nothing crazy, guys. You see this big thing in here, we'll get into it. But yeah, this is everything I read in the last 2 months. Now that we're back on track, we'll start July fresh, and then try to stay on track for the rest of the year, rest of the summer, man. So this is what we got, everything that I read for the month of June and May, all the different comic books. The first thing that I want to talk about, gotta talk about East to West, man. Yo, what an excellent series. This has to be my favorite indie series of all time. I'm saying it, I know it's recency bias, but it's just excellent, dude. Jonathan Hickman spins like the craziest story imaginable. Dragotta and Martin, just excellent on the artwork. So let's get into it, man. So what is East of West about? It's kind of hard to explain, but it's about this group of people that are all from these different nations around the US, because in this story, it's an alternate history. The US is not the same kind of government that we know it to be. It's split up into these different nations. And there's kind of this prophecy that, hey, the world is gonna end, and it's called The Message. The message is how the world is gonna end. And so all these different people, they've been chosen to kind of help facilitate the end of the world, and they're helping the horsemen of the apocalypse kind of bring about the end of the world. So that's kind of what the story is about on its surface. But obviously the different people in this organization, the different people, the chosen, they all have their own kind of goals, right? And yeah, man, it's just some really, really excellent world building from Jonathan Hickman. I mean, it really seems like before he even put pen to paper, he knew how this entire saga was gonna play out. And we get this Death character who was part of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. He's not into that anymore. He found a woman that he loves, right? So he's actually on a quest to save his son, so the son of Death. So that's kind of his goal the entire time. He's joined by Wolf and Crow. They're kind of, Native Americans that have these kind of magical powers. And the entire series is sort of like a Western in that, although it takes place in the future and you guys are seeing some, future tech and stuff like that, it's still got like a cowboy edge to it. People still wearing cowboy hats. They still have 6-shooter revolvers and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's just like a really interesting, there's nothing like it in comic books. There really is nothing like it. Everything that Jonathan Hickman is doing in this series is so unique. It's really hard to talk about this series without doing spoilers as well, because there are just a ton of twists and turns throughout this series. Some of the characters that I really do like, of course, you gotta like Babylon the Kid. He is the Kid of Death. He's super smart. But this kind of interesting thing is going on with him where he's connected to this kind of balloon, and he's been raised inside of simulations up until this point in his life where he's out in the world, he's kind of escaped. So this balloon is feeding him lies on what the world actually looks like. So inside of Babylon's, in his eyes, he's seeing the world as it being like super evil and corrupted and stuff like that. Really interesting kind of, kind of devious sort of idea there from Jonathan Hickman. The Horsemen of the Apocalypse just going around all throughout history. Every time they die, they always come back, I guess. So they've always been around. This character here, Chamberlain, he has to be probably the best comic book character in any series ever. Really, really great villain. Always kind of in the background, kind of planning, a couple steps ahead, kind of like the Spider, I guess something I would compare this series to, but I think that this series does it in a way better way. This series kind of has like the political intrigue of a series like Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire or whatever, in that there's all these different kind of disparate kingdoms, all throughout the planet, and they're all kind of working towards different goals and making backroom deals, helping each other, backstabbing each other. So yeah, man, definitely check out East to West if you get a chance. Gotta buy this End Times Compendium. I think it's a really beautiful collection. Sort of hard to read in some places. Like if you're in the middle, it's not too bad, right? Because it just kind of folds out and open. But if you're in the beginning, like the beginning probably 5th, it makes it kind of hard and cumbersome to read in this giant format. But man, East to West, greatest indie series I've ever read. It might be recency bias, but I really do think that as I read more things, this one is gonna stand head and shoulders above the rest. Let's talk about Mr. Miracle, dude. So I also read Mr. Miracle, the deluxe edition. This was my first time reading Mr. Miracle as well. I know a lot of people say it's one of the best DC series for sure, one of the best of all time. And I loved it, dude. This was an excellent read. We got some Tom King stuff with Mitch Gerrits on the interiors. And the first thing that I'm gonna say is, I didn't think this 9-panel grid would, it's kind of hard, it's kind of a hard concept to start with, right? You see this 9-panel grid and it seems kind of constrictive, like, oh, how are they gonna tell this story? It kind of feels sort of boxed in, which gets into kind of the themes of it, right? Where Mr. Miracle is sort of spiraling, not really sure what he wants to do out of life, kind of going through a sort of depressed sort of state. And yeah, he's working together with Big Barda, his loving wife, Big Barda. But yeah, what I was saying about the 3-panel grid, Mitch Gerrit is a genius, dude, because he's able to kind of squeeze this restrictive kind of format and kind of squeeze just a ton of great artwork out of it, man. Just excellent stuff. As I'm flipping through, you guys will see. But yeah, the story really is just about Mr. Miracle and his wife, Big Barda, and how they kind of overcome all these different challenges together. In that, really kind of beautiful relationship that they have here. Probably the best relationship in all of DC. I don't know, dude. I think that this story really kind of emphasized that to me. But we also get, the fact that there is a war. Darkseid's always going for the anti-life equation. Allegedly, he's got it, and he's going to war with all the different new gods. So Big Barda, Mr. Miracle get caught up in that war as well. We also, I didn't know about Mr. Miracle's origin and how tragic it was, right? As he was kind of tortured endlessly in the pits of apocalypse before he became Mr. Miracle that we know him as today. Kind of the entertainer, stuntman sort of guy. But yeah, so he's living kind of this double life. He's, a new god. He's got all these different responsibilities. It comes to be that he, they have a kid, so he's got to be responsible for this kid as well, be a responsible dad. And it's just sort of Mr. Miracle trying to juggle all these different things and kind of find out, find his place in the world, like what he wants to currently be doing, right? But yeah, man, just a really kind of beautiful story. Really kind of beautiful depiction of these new gods and all the different struggles that they can go through, but we as humans can go through as well. And fighting through them, finding someone you really love to help fight through it as well. And yeah, man, just a really beautiful story. I don't know, dude, it's less about kind of the war between all the different new gods and Darkseid and all that, and it really kind of is just a close kind of personal look at Mr. Miracle and the struggles that he's going through. And yeah, man, just really beautiful stuff. I cannot say enough good things about this story or enough good things about the artwork from Mitch Gerrits. Excellent stuff, man. Just really blew me away. And I gotta say, dude, again, just the 9-panel grid, I was like, how the hell is this gonna work? It works, dude. It really does work. Excellent, beautiful stuff. it'll be up there as far as you know, my favorite stories of all time, I'm sure. So that's what we got, Mr. Miracle Deluxe Edition. And then last but not least, I won't talk about it too, you know, a lot, because I'm probably going to talk about it next week when I do some Superman recommendations. But I've been reading some Superman stories, trying to get ready for Near Mint Condition. He's doing an evergreen Superman stories panel. I'm lucky enough to be on it. So I've been reading some Superman stories and rereading them. And this one is one that I reread in time for the panel. I just love it, dude. Superman Smashes the Klan. Just a beautiful story of finding home, belonging, fighting racism, punching Nazis in the face. All great stuff, man. Just really touching stuff. Really kind of a for all ages sort of Superman read. I think it's excellent. Definitely recommend it. Superman Smashes the Klan. But yeah, just recently reread that for the Near Mint Condition evergreen Superman stories and wanted to give it a shout out. But that's what we got, dude. That's everything that I've been reading recently. Look forward to July when we get back on track. I'll pick out some new collected editions, and at the end of July, we'll review them and we'll keep it going for months and months, dude. But that's what we got. Next up, let's talk about some new July number ones. There's a ton of great comic books that are starting in July that I think you guys should be aware of. Let's talk about some of the new July number ones that you guys can find at your comic book stores at your LCS, dude. So let's get into it. Let's start off with this Captain America series, right? So this is from writer Chip Zdarsky with artwork from Valerio Schiti and Frank Martin. So Chip Zdarsky's already written some excellent Captain America stuff with Avengers Twilight. If you guys checked out that series, excellent stuff if you haven't. So this is going to be an untold tale of how Captain America first met Victor Von Doom. Excellent kind of setup, man. So it's Captain America first coming out of the ice. Interesting kind of time frame to put Captain America in. And yeah, just excited to see what Chip Zdarsky can do with this series. This series starts July 2nd from Marvel Comics, man. So be on the lookout. Gotham City Sirens, unfit for orbit. So this looks like it's going to be the follow-up to, I forgot what the last Gotham City Sirens series was, but I believe it was also from writer Leah Williams. Might have also been from artist Haning as well. But let's read the write-up here. So men may be from Mars, but baddies are from Venus. There's a hot new outer space themed nightclub in Gotham City, and who better to rob it than Catwoman, Ivy, and Harley? But there's more to this intergalactic discotheque than meets the eye, as the Sirens discover when they stumble headfirst into a plot to destroy the entire planet, led by the club's owner, the alien despot Despero. I'm never gonna say no to a Gotham City Sirens series, right? When you got Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn, never gonna say no to that, right? It's also got this excellent looks like a connecting cover, so that's pretty cool. That comes out on July 2nd as well. Next up, let's talk about from IDW, we got Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. This is a follow-up to one of my favorite horror series from creator Patrick Horvath. He's writing and he's drawing, and some really excellent stuff, lettered by Hassan Otsman-Aleu, obviously. So it seems like this is going to be 8 years after the initial story. It seems like with the advancement of the internet, it seems like a lot of different victims of our main character here in the first one when she was going out killing, it seems like a lot of those victims' families are going to be trying to solve the mystery, solve the murders themselves with the help of the internet. So it seems like Samantha, our main character, is going to be, you know, all her past is going to be catching up to her if more people start figuring out what's going on. So Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. I'm excited for this series to come back. It's beautiful stuff, man. I mean, just look at the cover. This is Patrick Horvath's art style, very much like a storybook sort of style, but then it's got a very dark and sort of twisted story on top of it. So really interesting stuff. That comes out on July 9th. Next up, let's talk about Fantastic Four. So does this come out before the movie? It must come out before the movie. But Fantastic Four is starting over with a new volume. This is from writer Ryan North, still continuing with this excellent Fantastic Four stuff. I've been a big fan of it. Seems like we have a new series artist coming in with Humberto Ramos. So if Humberto Ramos comes in and it has a consistent art style throughout, I think that would be to this series' benefit. But it seems like all the different members of the Fantastic Four are going to be split off into different time periods. So that'll be pretty interesting. Extra sized start of a new volume for Fantastic Four. I'm jumping on. Are you guys jumping on? Definitely let me know in the comments. Ryan North, excellent stuff. Moving right along, we got the Superman Treasury 2025 Hero for All. So this stuck out to me because this is going to be one of those supersized giant issues, like the big square ones you see sometimes at the comic book store. So this is going to be Dan Jurgens, excellent Superman writer, really acclaimed Superman writer. He's joining Bruno Redondo, who has such a great look for Superman. I really love it. And this is going to be, like I was saying, the big oversized sort of square treasury edition, they call it. It's got this cool movie photo variant if you're into that. And yeah, some other variants as well, but just another celebration of the Summer of Superman with this Treasury edition. I'm not too sure what the story's going on. I could read it, but I don't really care. I just want it, dude. The big, giant, oversized Bruno Redondo Superman art. That's sick. Going back over to Marvel for another Fantastic Four series. This is from the world of the upcoming film. So if you're looking to see the origin of the Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal, right, with Joseph Quinn and all those guys, this is the start of that universe. So if you want to see it in comic book form. So we got Matt Fraction writing. That's pretty sick. Matt Fraction's about to kill it over at Batman for DC Comics. But Matt Fraction, Mark Buckingham are bringing us this new adventure to the marking the moment that all of history changed. That's what it says. So yeah, man, as you see here, we got Phil Noto as the cover artist, and you got all the different Fantastic Four members from the upcoming movie. So if you're trying to see how that team got their start, definitely check out this Fantastic Four First Steps. Number 1, this comes out on July 9th. From Oni Press and EC Comics, we got a new ongoing. This is going to be Catacombs of Torment, a bloody new ongoing series spinning out of the ashes. From Epitaphs from the Abyss, we usher in the Tormentor. So this is going to be another anthology horror series from Oni Press and the new EC Comics label. And this is from a bunch of different, creative teams. I really do like the Oni Press and EC Comics anthology series that they've been doing. Cruel Universe, Epitaphs from the Abyss like this, and Cruel Kingdom as well. That was pretty cool. So yeah, man, just give me more of these anthology series. I eat them up. I think they're pretty sick. And that comes out on July 16th. Next up, let's go over back to IDW. They've got a Godzilla series coming out, man. So this is the start of a Godzilla ongoing, a new universe. It's called the Kaisei Era. IDW's new Godzilla universe starts here. So in 1954, there's a explosion that awakened Godzilla and a host of immortal kaiju. In the years that followed, humanity's been beaten over and over by monster attacks, and it seems like this kid named Jason is going to have the power of Godzilla. Not too sure what that means, but this is from writer Tim Seeley, artist Nicolo Cismangi, colorist Francisco Segala, who's just killing it, man, and then letterer Nathan Wydick as well. But yeah, man, just a new Godzilla series, a new ongoing universe starting here from writer Tim Seeley, man. So that's pretty exciting. Got some cool covers as well. And yeah, man, if you're excited for Godzilla, a lot of Godzilla series are out there, but this is a new ongoing series, so that's a little different. Pretty interesting stuff. And that comes out on July 23rd. A couple more issues. We got 2 more to talk about. From Image Comics, we have The Voice Said Kill, which is just an awesome name to start. But it's written from Simon Spurrier with art from Vanessa Del Rey, who has an insane style. Really love Vanessa Del Rey's stuff. This says it's going to be Fargo meets Deliverance and a sweaty swamp thriller from Vanessa Del Rey and Cy Spurrier. It's going to be a crime and noir series that takes place in the Louisiana Bayou. And yeah, man, 4-issue series, fever dream Cajun crime with Cy Spurrier. I'm a fan of some of Cy Spurrier's recent work, but then Vanessa Del Rey on the art. This is a must pick up. The Voice Said Kill, July 23rd out of Image Comics. I'm excited about it. Huge fan of crime series. Vanessa Del Rey on the art. I'm there, dude. And then last but not least, we got the return of Speed Racer from Mad Cave Studios. They picked up the license. We have David Paposi coming to write it. He's been doing a ton of cool stuff like Captain Planet, and he does Space Ghost as well for Dynamite, I believe, both of those. So it's cool to see David Paposi just doing more licensed work, man. He's kind of the go-to guy right now for all these returning classics. we got Speed Racer coming back. So I don't know too much about Speed Racer myself, but I'm really interested in this new series starting up. We got Dave Paposi, David Tinto, and Rex Locus coming on for coloring and art respectively. So that's cool, man. A new Speed Racer series starting up from Mad Cave Studios. Really like the artwork from everything I've seen so far of this series. A lot of cool covers as well. And yeah, man, the return of Speed Racer, I'm here for it. But that's what we got. All the different #1 comic books that are starting in July that I think you guys should be aware of. Make sure you guys check them out if you're interested. Check out all these series at your local comic book store. Let them know that you want them. And yeah, let's talk about some comments from the month. Every single month I answer a bunch of questions that you guys leave on my videos from the month. This is your comic comments. Usually they're about comic books, but they don't have to be. This is everything that you guys left from the month of June. So let's get into it, man. I got 10 comments here from you guys, the audience, from June. Let's get into it. So first one up, Killin 27J says, I've just finished updating my whole collection on Comic Geeks. Very satisfying to see everything in one place, organized, etc. I got to do that, man. So all my single issues for the most part are on Comic Geeks. If you guys don't know, that's the organization comic book app that I use all the time. I have it in my videos a ton. That's the app I use, and I have a bunch of single issues on there organized, but I don't have any of my collected editions. So at some point, dude, I got to go through, walk around my room and just add all the collected editions, because those are also on League Comic Geeks. That would be cool to get them all on League Comic Geeks. That way, if I go to my app, I can look at my entire collection on League Comic Geeks. That would be very cool and very satisfying, but I just have the single issues for now. Got to do the collected editions at some point. Moving right along. Delta Trion says, always love hearing your takes on comics and seeing your weekly polls. When it comes to popular comics, what's one that you feel is overhyped or overly celebrated? Honestly, with all the hype that Batman Hush gets, it kind of blows my mind. I'm like, yo, this is an alright Batman story. I read a bunch of ones that were better, but people seem to really like Batman Hush. In my opinion, that might be one that's overly hyped. Yeah, that might be overhyped. I would say Spider-Man Life Story is a read that I recently read that some people really seem to love, like they love Spider-Man Life Story. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. And yeah, I would have to think about it some more. But I would say for the most part, whenever I read something, I kind of like don't care about what other people will say about it. I kind of just go in and try to form my own opinion, right? Which is how I think most people should handle things. But yeah, I would say those are two that I read recently. Or like I reread Batman Hush again to get ready for Hush 2, and I was like, man, I can't believe that this is regarded as one of the best Batman stories of all time. I really didn't see it that way. And then Spider-Man Life Story, I was like, you guys think this is the best Spider-Man story of all time? I'm kind of confused by that. And yeah, I would say that's kind of what I got so far. So I'd have to think about it. Maybe there are some others, but I would say for the most part, whenever I read something, what I feel about it kind of matches with like the general consensus. I would say for the most part, there are some things that I end up loving more than other people, but I would say things that I feel are overly hyped, overly celebrated, I'd have to think about it a little more to get you some more answers. But moving right along, Jade Cassie says, love your videos. What's your favorite con that you've been to? So for me, it's got to be C2E2, man. Ton of fun with Comic Book Stash, running around Chicago, me and him making videos together, all the different creators that go to that one as well. I think that C2E2 is just the best comic convention that I've been to for sure, but best con I've been to as well. I would like to go to Heroes Con at some point. I hear that's a really good one to go to, especially if you like comics. Like, it's a very straight comic book convention. I would also like to go to New York Comic Con at some point, never been. But for now, I would say like between some of the other comic conventions I've been to, but then C2E2, like Awesome Con, stuff like that, C2E2 is definitely the best, in my opinion. Moving right along, Vactor, friend of the show Vactor, says no Imperial. This was that week, the new comic book week that Jonathan Hickman's new series, the Imperial series, was coming out. And yeah, dude, so I got more information on this, dude. So Imperial, it seems like Jonathan Hickman is only writing like the 4-issue mini, and then he's hopping off. He might be doing some of the one-shots and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like this is going to be Jonathan Hickman's next long arching saga, dude. So that's why I didn't pick it up, because I'm never sure if Jonathan Hickman, if the next thing he's working on is going to be the next Jonathan Hickman series, or is it just going to be like a little mini that he just does, right? So I didn't pick up Imperial. I heard it was really good, but you know, it's not like Jonathan Hickman's next big cosmic saga. I guess it's only going to be a 4-issue mini thing, and then he's doing some one-shots. So I was kind of turned off when I heard that. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you know, if Imperial is like God's truth or something like that. Let me know. But I kind of passed on it. To me, it seems like a Jonathan Hickman series that isn't going to be going for a super long time or whatever. Next up, we got Master H Nagi. Great vid. So many great unique comics coming out. Did I miss your monthly reads review? Dying to hear your thoughts on Mr. Miracle. So yeah, so the reason why I brought this one up is because for the longest time, man, I was doing, hey, this is what I'm reading in the month, and at the end of the month I try to talk about what I read that month as well. 2 nice easy videos I can do, and I used to do them every single month. But in May and June I kind of fell off. I kind of fell behind. Life stuff. I got sick as well. Bunch of different vacations and trips and stuff like that. So I was kind of not caught up on my collected edition reading. But going into July, I plan on, hey, here's what I'm reading in July, and then we go on from there. You know, stay on top of it and try not to fall behind anymore. But yeah, so that's what's going to be happening to my monthly reviews. I took a little bit of a break in May and in June, but looking to start it back up in July. And yeah, Mr. Miracle was good. I talked about it a little bit when I talked about my recent reads also this week. Definitely check it out. Orchids, he says, it's awesome to highlight a writer like this. Sometimes I feel like comic content is much more based around the action and cool characters. So I think dedicating a video sharing and highlighting what makes you love a writer or writer's writing is great. So this was in response to my Dennis Camp video. So I think I'm going to do that every single month. I'm going to try to pick out a comic book creator and just talk about some of the comic book series that I really love from that creator. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked that concept. And yeah, that's how I read comics, is follow comic book creators, the interesting things that they're saying in this new series and stuff like that. I don't really care about the characters so much and action and feats and power scaling and all that. I read characters, I read stories, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I interact with comic books. Try to express that through the YouTube page as well. But yeah, thanks for the comment, Orchids. You gotta read comics that way, man. It's so crazy to me people read it for just power scaling and feats and sort of. Anyways, Commander Vimes said good move on the TMNT. So this is in response to me adding TMNT back to my pull list. I you know, for the longest time I was picking up issues number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stopped picking up in singles because I thought I would be going to trades. But man, it's really cool to be joining a TMNT series right from it starting, and it, you know, you just keep on keeping on. So I jumped back on. It's back on the pull list, and we're just loving it, dude. So excellent stuff. Once they kind of settled on a series artist, and a really impressive series artist as well, who's also doing the coloring, it's just a great look for the Turtles, man. And Jason Aaron, he needs some time to cook. And I didn't really give him enough time to cook, but I think he's cooking now, so I love it. Next up, we got Friedman, 7567. He says he loves the weekly reviews, but he's not a fan of going through the pages on release day and showing pages of new releases before we're able to read them. I'm much more of a fan of reviewing last week's book like you normally do. Thanks for all the great series recommendations. So this is a one-time thing, Friedman, so I totally get what you're saying here. So last week, when I wasn't at my comic book store to do the haul, I was sitting here at the desk and I was showing you guys my haul, but I was flipping through and I was showing you guys some of the pages. Because those comic books just came out that day, that can be seen as a spoiler, right? So I totally agree with Friedman. On the day that comic books come out, I won't be showing any more interior pages. I'll save that for the next week when I review them, right? So makes total sense, dude, Friedman. It was a one-time thing we tried, but we're gonna get back to doing it how we normally do it from here on out. So yeah, man, sorry about spoiling the crypto series and stuff like that whenever that week came out, but yeah, man, we're gonna get back to it. Julia Say 1293 says, hope to meet you at Heroes Con this year. Love your content. So wasn't able to make it to Heroes Con this year. Sorry I wasn't able to meet you, dude, Julia Say. But in the in the future, we plan on going to Heroes Con. I actually got in with a content creator badge or whatever, but I just wasn't able to make it down to North Carolina or wherever Heroes Con takes place. I forget. North Carolina, South Carolina, I forget. But yeah, wasn't able to make it this year. Plan to make it in the next couple of years though, for sure. And hopefully I can meet you there. Z the Goober said, I think it's the last comment too. Yeah, last comment. Z the Goober says, I think I found the channel to follow for my latest hyperfixation. First of all, your voice is really good. Secondly, you describe and explain the comics so wonderfully. I can't even explain it. So thank you for the comment, dude. Really appreciate it, Z the Goober. Yeah, this is the channel for you if you like comic books. Try to keep it chill, try to keep it casual, and like the other question I already answered, try to interact with comic books in a different way than what I see. It's not all about power scaling and stuff like that. It's about writers writing great stories. So thanks for latching onto that. Think my voice is good. I appreciate that. And yeah, the way I describe comics, I would disagree with that, but if you like it, you like it. I just sit down. I don't even really think about it beforehand, and I just start talking. But yeah, that's what we got. Those are the 10 kind of comments, questions, and concerns from you guys, the audience, for the month of June. Leave some comments down below, guys. We'll get to them in July. So that's what we got in this video. We did our new comic book day haul. We did our comic book reviews like we do every single week. We also talked about what I read in the month of May, what I read in the month of June. We talked about a new July #1 new series that are starting that you can tell your local comic book store about. And then we finished it off by doing our monthly comments, your comic comments for the month of June. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.